Post Tony's death, I had heard of rumors of wills, I guess multiple wills.
First here at 6 o'clock, did late entrepreneur Tony Hsieh leave behind a will after all? And if he did, is it legit? It's a debate that's happening right now, 5 years after the former Zappos CEO's death. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Brian Loftus. Now, for years, we reported Tony Hsieh had no will. That's until one showed up in the mail.
Next here, a new here at 6. 8 News Now investigator David Sharns covering Hsieh's death and legacy for years now. So, David, you talked to a close friend who's a little skeptical.
Brian, Denise, that's right. And that's because no one can find the people who apparently signed this will. Of course, Tony Hsieh credited for revitalizing downtown Las Vegas. And for years, we told you that no will ever existed. But that all changed when one showed up in the mail.
A lot of the motivations around Tony in the end became about money.
They're motivations surrounding entrepreneur Tony Hsieh's life that are following him well into his death.
I think everybody would love to move forward.
Moving forward 5 years after the former Zappos CEO died. And for friends like Tyler Williams,
it'd just be nice if people would move on and not continue to try to get access to the wealth.
It's about both moving on and protecting a friend from eager beneficiaries circling above.
We need help as soon as possible. Someone's locked in a room with a fire.
The question about what happens to all that wealth igniting in November 2020. A fire in this Connecticut home badly burned the downtown visionary. By then, Tony Hsieh was in and out of rehab, battling an addiction to ketamine and then nitrous oxide, also called whippets. Hsieh ultimately died from those injuries, leading his estimated $800 million estate to enter probate court, since at that point, the entrepreneur had no will.
In all those years you knew him, did he ever talk about a will?
No, never.
Williams never heard or saw a will, but that changed earlier this year when this document appeared in the belongings of a Pakistani man, a family member of Pir Mohammed, a man believed to be in his 90s, saying they found the will in a stack of documents. That will appears to show Hsieh's signature, along with Mohammed's and several other men. The documents say Mohammed himself died years ago.
It's all really strange. I don't know how else to put it, except it feels like it's dramatized, like movie material.
Fit for the movies, because no one can find the witnesses who signed the will. The document is dated March 2015, a time when Hsieh was living in close quarters alongside Williams in a village full of Airstream trailers.
Tony was a communal person that had people around him all the time. So you sneak the execution of a will with a lawyer that nobody's ever heard of inside of the community. We can't find anybody that knows who it is. Nobody knows who these witnesses are.
And no one can find a record of them where they say they lived. According to documents the 8 News Now investigators obtained, management companies for 2 of the witnesses who say they lived in these buildings on Maryland Parkway and Harmon Ave have no record of them ever living there. A website listed for Muhammad, the man with the will in the first place, shows no sign of ever existing, and no person with a phone number or email listed on that will has ever responded to the 8 News Now investigators' attempts at any contact.
Doesn't that show that this is leading in the direction that this might be fake?
Yeah, right. I mean, it should be pretty easy to contact or identify people.
Shane Young is an estate attorney.
So up to this point, they haven't been able to prove whether it's authentic. It definitely throws a wrench into the process.
Young expects the judge overseeing the case to request Hsieh's friends, even handwriting experts, to come forward to prove the document's legitimacy. She equates the process to what happened to the late singer Aretha Franklin, her handwritten will found in a notebook in a couch cushion, a jury ultimately deeming it adequate.
I don't see the judge rushing to make a ruling either way, and so I'm looking to see, hopefully, within the next few months, that this comes to a resolution.
It just feels very odd. and strange.
Odd and strange for Williams, who says he expects those who sign the will, if they even exist, to make themselves known, knowing just whose will they were witnessing.
I would never put it past Tony to do anything because he was a unique and interesting person.
Again, we haven't heard from anyone listed on that document. We've tried several times. Attorneys for the Hsieh estate are trying to show in court that the will is not legitimate. A judge overseeing the case expected to weigh in coming up next month. In downtown Las Vegas, I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
Now, Thanksgiving marked 5 years since Tony Hsieh's death, and Friday would have been his 52nd birthday. So in honor of that, Ferguson's downtown is hosting a celebration for Tony at its East Fremont Street location. It's from 1 until 5, and it's free.